Beyond politics and above organized religion, a moral authority exists known globally as the ageless wisdom. It is the study of consciousness, the mystery of awareness, which cannot be measured yet will not be denied. This podcast from Michael Benner's Ageless Wisdom Salon features lessons in metaphysics, mysticism, and esoteric philosophy. Those who attend live on Zoom may also participate in group meditation and roundtable discussions. Register for our newsletter at michaelbenner.com. Welcome to the Ageless Wisdom Mystery School with
Michael Benner.
Let's just close our eyes and relax. Feel the chair supporting you and the floor beneath your feet. And that wonderful letting go feeling that says for the next few minutes there's nothing I need do. There's no place I have to go. Nothing that needs to be done. Nothing that can't wait. You may even want to go further and consider that for the purposes of enhancing the meditation, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, and nothing else I'd rather be doing. Than spending just a few minutes feeling deeply relaxed and safe and peaceful and happy for no reason. Which is joy. Happiness for no reason. As if it were a natural and normal state. That we need do nothing in particular to attain happiness or accomplish peace of mind, other than let go of everything that disturbs us or makes us unhappy. Just put it all down. Remember how it feels to carry a big box or a heavy suitcase and finally put it down. The relief. The recovery. And so when we put down our emotional baggage, and perhaps even wonder why we had carried it so far, because what we carry emotionally is all the hurt and the confusion and distress. The happiness, the peace, the joy, the contentment, you don't have to carry that. It's like water to a fish. Wherever the fish goes, it'll be wet. Everywhere we go, we can let go of everything that is not happiness and peace of mind, and voila. Putting down our attachments. And it's not just emotional baggage. There's mental clutter that we carry. Wonder why. Why do I carry that about with me from place to place? Or why do these worries, these doubts, this confusion come knocking, petitioning for my attention? When what makes them so irritable and bothersome is that we don't understand what they really represent and what kind of solution we seem to be looking for to resolve all this mental chatter. Perhaps it's not what it appears to be. Perhaps it's not at all about this problem or that problem, this situation or that circumstance, this event, or this possibility. And as far as the emotional baggage, maybe it's really not about what it seems to be about. All those bits and pieces. Perhaps the emotional baggage and the mental clutter, despite its apparent diversity, is all a manifestation of one thing. Our belief that we are something that we are not. A separate individual driving around in this body, like driving a car all day and believing you are the car, and only in the evening after hundreds of miles do you get out of the car and realize you're not the car. Some people think they are their house or other property or their status or position. Someone asks us who we are, we give them a name. Doesn't say much. If they press, maybe we tell them what we do for a living, what occupies our time, a career, a set of interests, vocational or avocational. But that's simply what we do. This is my name and this is what I do. And my body, is that not who I am? This is a fundamental mistake, understandable. There is a consensus that this is who we are. Most people are materialists. They believe in the objective nature of physical form. Failing to recognize that our perception of all things, our awareness of the existence of anything, self or other, is assembled inside our brains. It's a perception. It's largely imagined, assembled out of little bits and pieces, a little fragment of the visual spectrum Just a narrow range of frequencies. From red to violet, that's it. Frequencies below red, above violet, we don't even see. So too with our hearing, with our ability to touch, taste, smell. Just little slivers, tiny little pieces of what's going on. Separation is an illusion. That just may be behind all of our suffering. Our anxiety, simply said. The depression that flows from that anxiety. All of our worries and concerns. Are either produced or exacerbated by this belief that we are separate individuals, alienated from our source. A sense that that source, that connection is very far away. Creator that lives outside of its creation. And further, that connection to that source comes only with death. Maybe that's the root problem. Perhaps we could put down the emotional baggage, the mental clutter, all the anxiety and stress and sadness and fear, anger, hostility, frustration, irritation. But considering that we have it backward. Perhaps we don't have a soul, we are a soul, we have a body for a short period of time. Everything material is impermanent. It fades. It dissolves. It decays, rots, rusts, goes away. Everything. Not just objects in material forms, but thoughts. They don't last, they pass like clouds. Emotional feelings, they may be a little more tenacious, they may hold on a little longer than a thought, but they pass. Life itself is birth, a sustaining period, and a dissolving, like the seasons. And after a winter comes spring again, and around it goes. To know that we are eternal and infinite, that we are energy or spirit, that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, It's a provable, verifiable law of nature. So between the equivalence of energy and mass, Einstein, E equals m. Energy equals mass at the speed of light squared. Energy is mass. Mass is energy, but the mass is impermanent. The material side doesn't last. The energy is the substantial side of that equation. We are energy. It's called spirit when it's non-physical. The allegory is breath. The aloha, the breath, the ha of divinity. I'd like to suggest that when we think of ourselves as energy or spirit or breath or consciousness or awareness or an understanding that surpasses knowledge and experience, the mental clutter and the emotional baggage tends to fall away. And with practice, by repeating that, letting go, putting it down, you create a kind of an unconscious awareness that this is who I am. My awareness of the situation, not the situation I'm in. And then every situation is an opportunity. Even the biggest problems and the greatest emotional hurt and heartache represent an opportunity to step back, to let it go, to put it down, to take a breath and exhale, feeling a letting go feeling. And from a non-attached place, benefit from the elevated perspective, the bigger picture, the gestalt, the concept of this is opportunity, taking the form of some problem. This is opportunity, taking the form of some heartache. And now there's no struggle. There's nothing to conquer, nothing to defeat, nothing to solve or resolve, nothing to fix, nothing to repair. Just an opportunity to learn, to understand, and to be even more aware. And the next time around, you see it coming a mile away. Oh, here it is again. Is my concern about this or that? What did I learn last time? What is new this time? And in this way, we begin to see that all things work together for good. All things promote growth. If there is love in our heart, meaning if we are aware of the promise, of the opportunity presented by these situations that we would rather avoid. Joseph Campbell said, "The treasure you seek is hidden in the cave you least wish to enter." The ancient alchemist said, "It is in the filth, the treasure you seek, the reward, the benefit is in the dirtiest, harshest, most difficult of places." So in myth and fable, the gold is always guarded by some demon or dragon or monster. And the beautiful princess is always locked in some tower in a forever deep sleep by the witch, by the crone, by the adversity they represent. And that's the way of things. No pain, no gain. But when we get hip to the trick, let go of the illusion that we're in this alone and separate, that it's chaotic and random and unfair, that I'm a target, in effect, and a victim of life that's being done to me, and gosh, I have nothing to do with it. That wasn't fair. We can give that up and see life as this great psychodrama, this play, this school. We can recognize the test as an opportunity to learn something, not just a set of problems for no reason at all, but an opportunity to learn. And in many ways, that's what meditation is. It's an opportunity to put it all down. The sense that you're an alienated, isolated, separated physical being, an individual, along with all that emotional baggage, that hurt, that heartache and frustration, and the mental clutter, the confusion and the anxiety and the stress of all these problems that need solving. And as soon as you solve them, here's another whole batch that crop up. We never quite get there. Like the old vaudeville act of the guy that has to keep all the plates spinning. Or the juggler having to keep all the balls in the air. I say let the balls fall. Juggle only if it's fun. Let the plates crash to the floor and break. Just sit back and watch. Be the witness, be the observer. 90% or more of your problems will resolve themselves as if they were never real anyway. Something always comes along, and maybe a handful need your attention, but in the end, it wasn't all that difficult to resolve. You got some sort of help, some fortune, some good luck. Take a chance. See if the stresses and distresses of life don't resolve themselves with patience and understanding. Simply by watching them unfold. It's like holding an acorn in the palm of your hand and saying, I have a problem. I need this to be an oak tree. What'll I do? I have no idea how to turn this acorn into an oak tree. And the good news is you don't need to, because, of course, the acorn already knows how to be an oak tree. Maybe the acorn doesn't know that it knows, but it does. It figures it out along the way, does what's natural. You could say it's encoded in its DNA. And so, too, the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, perhaps all we need is a little more faith in who we really are, what we're able to endure as well as accomplish. It's counterintuitive, this idea of let it be. Seems like we should rush forward with our brains and our toolboxes and our understanding of science and technology and fix things and make them right. Somehow hammer the square peg into the round hole. But amazing things unfold of their own accord when we simply sit back and watch. Like the orchestra leader, he or she does not play every instrument in the symphony. They don't play any instrument at all. They just stand on a little box and coordinate or orchestrate and allow the parts, the bits, the pieces, the individuals to do what they know how to do. It's a nice way of looking at it, to be the awareness who orchestrates your life. And you trust the parts, the bits and the pieces. Stand back. This may be the best way of considering the true meaning of resurrection or ascension. Shedding the notion that you're alone and separate with a greater vision of being part of the whole, connected to all things. That everything is in you and you are in everything, in a way that physical sense and sensation cannot reveal. But something in your heart will confirm it for you. This is the uplifting, this is the resolving, This is the resurrection. I am not this physical body. I am the soul above and free of form. And I appropriate my personality, my individuality, my seemingly separate, unique nature as the oversoul, as the overshadowing, infinite and eternal essence. Just as the wave appears to be distinct from that wave, and this wave is very different from every other wave. It is clearly the ocean. This is being born again. This is the new life. Commit yourself to reflection on this idea. I don't have a soul. I am a soul. I have a body temporarily. The soul is what I care about. It's what I love. I am that. And see how long today you can carry that with you out into your daily life and affairs. See if it doesn't make a difference. Form the intention to return to the wide awake state. Sense a gradual floating upward toward the wide awake state. Feel the chair supporting you. Feel the floor. Remember the room in which you sit. Inhale slowly, a nice big breath through your nose. Fill your lungs. Hold for just a moment. And as you exhale, open your eyes wide awake. Back in the room, eyes open, feeling better than before. Eyes open, wide awake. Back in the room.